Hello everyone, I'm Dara Bunjon. I'm the Food Enthusiast and welcome into my kitchen. Hope that you're all isolating and eating well and doing some exercise. Thought I'd go over a couple things with you, what I have in the cupboards. I have a lot of strange things that I'm going to share with you. Hi Marilyn Usanko, thank you for joining in. So first let's talk about tisanes. I'm going to move this about and hopefully we can do this. I've tried to set up some perfect spots. Here we go. And show you what I'm doing. This is what I'm using for tisane. If you have citrus at home, don't throw away the rind. I'm using the orange rind. I have fresh mint and a slice of ginger that I put in a coffee press, and it's steeping. And it steeps for 4 or 5 minutes, and that's going to be my beverage today. I have a lot of tea bags. I'm a tea drinker. So again, wash off your fruit really, really well. I actually use soap and then dry it and rinse it. And save your rinds. They can dry in the air or use them fresh, but don't waste them, especially you don't want to have to go out to the store. So let me pour this, and while we're doing that, I'm going to put us back over here. There's my thumb, and let's see, we switched here again. There we go. Sorry, folks. Real technical wizard if I touch the wrong thing here. So, before I forget, there's a new print edition of Jmore that will be out this weekend, March 28th. You can go to jmoreliving.com to find the locations that will be open for pickup, including a full list of our free street box locations. So don't want to forget that. If you happen to be out, you need some new reading material, definitely grab the Jmore issue that will be out this weekend. So, moving on, I'm pouring my tisane as we talk, and this week I made a great dish. I used rice noodles, and I have a ton of them in my cabinet. So here's what they look like, and what you do is you reconstitute them in hot water. And I'm just lifting things right now so you can see what the rice noodles look like now. They become almost clear versus the dry. So you soak them in hot water about for 7 minutes, rinse the water, and then put another hot water for about another 7 minutes, and then drain it and use it. What I did was a Vietnamese dish, which was a rice noodle bowl, and I made what's called nak mum. It has a couple other names. I used Asian fish sauce, sugar, a little rice wine vinegar, lime juice, shredded carrots, and I poached some shrimp. I happen to have some kaffir lime leaves in the freezer, so I poached some shrimp and made a great noodle bowl. You can look at my Instagram at Dara Cooks, and you'll see that in a couple of the other items that I've made. So in isolation, I went through the cupboard, and being a food writer, I have a lot of samples. I've gone to food shows and I find a lot of different things. So I'm going to switch the camera now just to show you some of the things I pulled out. There we go. All right, let me move the rice noodles. So, this is the nak mum with the shredded carrots, and I'm going to have a shrimp bowl today. So a lot of sauces: Budweiser barbecue sauce, Nathan's steak sauce, Fisher and Weiser's pineapple bourbon sauce, smoky ancho cherry sauce. Now all I need is the proteins to go on that. And let's see, we have some seasonings, chef seasonings that are herbs and chili pepper, herbs and garlic, and herbs and garlic. Again, this was a very interesting one from a trade show. It's purified seawater for cooking. and you use it for your pastas, and also you can use it for blanching, which brings me to another subject, that people are finding it very hard to find frozen vegetables out at the stores. If you can find the fresh, if you can find string beans, broccoli, cauliflower, you can blanch them. What is blanching? Bring a pot of water, boiling water, and add a lot of salt so it tastes like the sea, or if you happen to have the Mediterranean purified seawater, you can use that. You put your vegetables in for a short period of time. I had some very thin asparagus, so I left them in about 2 minutes, and I put them in a bowl of ice water, which stops the cooking. I put them on a sheet pan with a tea towel, let them dry, and then I put them in the freezer so they froze separately, and then put them in a Ziploc bag. So you can make your own frozen vegetables if you can't find them. And something new, this I haven't even tasted. These are Umami's Crunchy Snacks. They're dried mushrooms to snack on. So this is salt and pepper and barbecue. A lot of vinegars. One of my favorites, and I got a long time ago. This is purple sweet potato vinegar. And it's wonderful. It tastes something like a sherry vinegar. I also have coconut vinegar, and this was a favor from a show, which was champagne mimosa vinegar. Honey, all these grains. So I'm going to learn how to make red quinoa, farro, freekeh, and teff. So plenty there. So we're going to swing around now the other side of the kitchen, and before I forget, if you would like more food information and tips from Jay Moore, just go to Jay Moore Living to sign up for our Baltimore Eating newsletter, email newsletter. See, I'm not around people. I don't talk often. I forgot how to do it. So let me swing this around again. There we go. Scary. That too close up for my liking. So I had no yeast in the house, and it seems to be a big thing right now because everybody's confined, that they're making bread. So I looked on the internet for a recipe for bread that didn't have yeast in it. And this is an Irish soda bread that I made yesterday, and I put dried cherries in it. And it was maybe a little overcooked on the bottom. It's a very wet dough, but if you're interested in making bread and you don't have yeast, go on the internet. It's called Grandma's Irish Soda Bread, and it had 5-star rating. Know that it's going to be a really wet dough to work with. And they recommend, if you have a cast iron pan, to put the bread in there and bake it. I didn't have a cast iron pan. Used a sheet pan with some parchment paper. And this is great. Can be frozen good, out for 2 days in the refrigerator, 5, or freeze it. And let's see what else. Oh, look at this. Isn't this interesting? A Jay Moore magazine, and it looks backwards to you. Isn't that interesting that that's sitting there? So some of the other recipes that I made was a roasted cauliflower. And it was the head of a cauliflower. You know how to break it down. You cut it into florets and toss it with 2 tablespoons of olive oil, shallot, garlic, and 2 teaspoons of grated orange peel. And you toss that and you roast it at 450 degrees. And when you take it, I take it out midway, and then I put it in a bowl with some orange juice and then put it back in the oven to roast. So that's a great idea. You can do half of the cauliflower that way. You can put the other half in the food processor and blend it, so you can make cauliflower rice out of it if you're watching that. And I don't want to shortchange you on this nickel tour of my kitchen, which is a 9 by 12. Let me turn this around. So, who else has a 9 by 12 kitchen with 3 doors in it? So, here's the fridge and a very well-stocked freezer. My tea collection is above if you need teas. The fridge is filled. Now understand, I'm only one person, but I have this compulsion, so I know what to cook or, move to do something. So plenty here. And I used to work for Van Spices, and so this is the spice cabinet. Is this getting boring at all yet? It's about as good as John Colson's walk with his dog Blue. All right, and some more stuff over here. So this is the grand tour. There we go. All right, so y'all owe me a nickel for this tour. And a little tip. I'm going to hold up some aluminum foil. If you're wrapping something like the cake, and you're done with aluminum foil, you can wash it and reuse it. If you're using aluminum foil with raw things, throw it away. But considering that we want to stay in as much as possible, I'm trying to save on the aluminum foil. So I guess that's about it. You can find me. Let me turn this around again. Let's put you over here. There we go. Some of my saying. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen. If you have any questions, or you can reach me at food@jmoreliving.com. You can find this video up at jmoreliving.com. And I guess that's about it. Stay in touch. You'll find me on Instagram at Dara Cooks. You can find me on Facebook under my name, Dara Bunjon, and you can find me at JMore Living. I hope to tune in with you next week at 12:30 here at Dara's Kitchen. We'll find something else interesting to talk about. So thanks so much. Thanks for joining in, and stay safe. Have a good week.